Hi everyone, and welcome to Greta's Yoga YouTube channel. I'm Greta, and today we're going to do an awesome warrior sequence. This is going to really help us root down, ground down, and really connect the whole body together in every asana we do. So let's go ahead and get started in our meditation seat. So coming down, finding yourself in a comfortable seated position. You can have your legs crossed or one foot in front of the other like me. And go ahead and close your eyes. We'll start to slow down. Start to become aware of the different senses you're feeling. Noticing if anything starts to arise. Today's intention I'd like to invite you to think about is I am grounded. So through our practices or our asanas and our practice, how can we ground ourselves down even if we're in a standing position? How can we strengthen that foot to earth connection? And how can we become connected to the earth, to nature? We can bring our attention to our root chakra. That is the chakra that helps keep us grounded. It is right below the sacrum. It's what we use to draw ourselves down in our seat. It's the bottom of our spinal cord. And we'll take one more deep, full breath here. Releasing everything. Let's go ahead, gently open the eyes, put on a smile. And we'll just start by rounding the shoulders, rotating them forward and then backwards. Really slowly waking up. We hold a lot of tension in our neck and our shoulders. Our heads are pretty heavy. All that support goes onto our shoulders. And then we can switch directions of our rotations, going backwards to forwards, really exaggerating these movements. And then coming to stillness, we're going to scrunch our shoulders towards our ears, scrunching, inhaling, and then exhaling, dropping the shoulders down, releasing all of that energy, toxic energy, those negative toxins we don't want in our body. Again, we'll inhale, scrunch up nice and tall, scrunch, inhaling, and releasing everything. We'll do that one more time. Make sure you're extra loud. Get out everything. Inhaling, scrunching a little bit more, scrunch, and exhaling, releasing. Awesome. We're going to bring our hands out in front of us and just start to rotate the wrists, trying to keep the arms parallel to the earth. We're going to be doing a little bit of movement on our wrists today in downward dog, so I just want to make sure they're nice and stretched out so that they can build a strength as we ground down through the fingers. Maybe squeezing the fingers here, wiggling them out. And then we'll make our way to plant our hands in front of us and come to tabletop position. Again, be mindful of how we get there, noticing our movements. Spreading our hands as wide as our shoulders, knees as wide as the hips. Pushing into the tops of the toes. We'll bring our torso, our belly button towards the earth. Heart forward, chest up. And then rotating on the exhale. Drawing the navel towards the sky. Tucking the chin. Rounding the spine. And then inhaling. And exhaling towards your cat. Feel free to add your own movement here, maybe going back and forth or front and back. Maybe drawing circles with the hips here. Checking in with what feels good for you and what you need today in this practice. Cat-cow is a great way to stretch the spine, spinal flexion. If you've been sitting all day, helps relieve stress in the lower back, as well as expanding the space and the energy between the vertebrae. And then we'll come to stillness and tabletop. We'll inhale the right arm up high overhead, and then exhaling, threading the needle between the left arm and left leg, bringing the right shoulder towards the earth, head resting. We can keep that left arm at a 90-degree angle, or maybe walk the fingertips out in front of us, or maybe even trying to grab the right thigh with our left hand. Feeling the nice rotation, twist of the side body. And then wherever your hand is, go ahead and place the left hand on the earth and push yourself up all the way, raising that right hand up overhead, and then exhaling to tabletop. We'll inhale the left hand up now, nice and tall, and then exhaling, releasing it, threading the needle here. Again, doing whatever feels good for that right hand. And then wherever your right hand is, go ahead, place it back on the earth. And inhale, push yourself up. Left hand draws up high, and exhaling, releasing. We're going to curl the toes under and send the hips up high to downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal your feet out here. Spread the fingers wide, really push into the fingers here. And then come to stillness. Really push away from the yoga mat here. Rooting down through the toes and the fingers. And then we're going to inhale the right leg up high. And then exhaling, drawing the knee towards the nose. Holding for a moment and then stepping it through. Checking in with the back foot here. Notice how this feels. Maybe rocking forward and backwards. Remember going to pivot on that back foot so that our foot's at a 45-degree angle. Our toes are facing out towards the edge of our mat. We're going to ground down through both feet here, keeping this front knee bent in line with the ankle. We're going to bring our hands to our hip, engaging the core here. We're going to roll up nice and strong using those thighs. Warrior one. We don't want our hips open here. We want to try to keep them closed, facing the front of our mat here. Trying to push into the back edge of that back foot, so our left foot. Once we have our foundation, we can go ahead and raise our arms up overhead. Nice and strong warrior here. We want our pinkies forward and thumbs back, fingers spread. We don't want our shoulders up high by your ears, but away, creating space, creating a gap between the ears and the shoulders, so our shoulder blades are drawing down and back. If you want to, you can try to sink deeper into the hip here. Want to engage our thighs together. Nice and strong. You're doing great. And then we're going to inhale, straighten that front leg, bringing the hands almost to touch, and then exhaling, coming, sinking back into warrior one. Again, we'll inhale, bringing our hands up, and then exhaling, sinking into warrior one. One more time, inhaling up, and exhaling, warrior two, one. From here, we're going to go into warrior two. So we're going to rotate our hips open, shift that back foot. So now that it's a straight line with the back edge of your mat, ideally you want to have your back ankle in line with your front heel. If your hips are being all wonky here, it takes a while, some practice, you can bring that back foot forward so that you can help open up the hips. If this is like, woo, you can also bring that back foot backwards, and that might be able to open your hips. Every body is different. Everyone is created differently. So you just have to get to know your own body, know what it looks like, what feels best for you. So this is how I'm able to do my warrior two. It may look different for you, and that's okay. We want to just make sure that our hips are open and facing the side of our mat, and that we can see our big toe. If we can see our pinky toe, we want to bring those toes over a little bit so that we can see our big toe. Super important to protect the knee here. Again, once we have our foundation, once we feel good in our foundation, then we can bring the arms up and we can rise in our warrior two. We'll look past that the right middle fingertip here, maybe sinking a little bit deeper, not letting that front knee go past the ankle or the toes. Nice and strong warriors. Engaging the thighs here, building the strength, drawing the strength up from the ground, up through the feet, feeling that foot to earth connection. Then we're going to flip that right palm. Inhale to stretch forward, and then exhaling, bringing that back hand all the way towards our back leg and the right arm above us, reverse warrior. Keeping that front knee bent, and then inhaling up and exhaling, extended side angle. So we'll bring the forearm to the thigh, reach the hand up nice and tall. Make sure you're not collapsing backwards or forwards, but your chest is nice and open, nice and rotated. Again, we're not collapsing into this forearm. Strength in the rib cage here. If this feels good for you, you can bring this top hand up over past your ear. And if this also feels good for you, you can maybe try to bring the fingertips to the earth. Again, not collapsing here, not putting all the weight in the hand, but holding yourself up from your core, from your center, pushing away from the yoga mat with your feet here, and then maybe drawing the hand past your ear. If you'd like to, you can create a bind here by interlacing the hands behind you. So wherever you are, accept it, love it, embrace it, and feel grounded. How are you feeling? All right, and then we'll inhale back to warrior two, nice and strong. From here, we're going to bring this back foot in a little bit towards the center of our mat, and then we're going to straighten the front leg. We want to make sure that we're micro bending the knee, not hyper locking it in the back to protect the kneecap. We're going to keep the arms out nice and long, and we're going to come into triangle pose. So we're going to twist from the hips. We're going to jut this back hip out, the left hip back towards the back of the mat, and then go forward, forward, and then lean in. If this is too far for you, you can grab onto your shin here, or maybe put a block or something if you have one by you. And we want to make sure, again, we're not collapsing forwards or backwards, but nice straight line here. And then we'll look up past our fingertips towards the sky. Again, not collapsing in the side body here. We're trying to create 3 triangles in this pose. So if I were to hold a strap in my top hand and draw a line to my foot, that would be one angle, the other line, and then this would be the third line. So that's one triangle, the second triangle are my legs, and the third triangle is this shape in here. Can't really see it because of my shirt, but you can imagine. All right, is that enough talking for you? Go ahead and look down towards your foot. Bend that knee as we come back to warrior 2. You can step that back foot back. And then we're going to twist towards the front, coming to a high lunge. Coming onto the toes of the left foot here, nice and strong. Engaging the core. And then we're going to slowly bring it down, hovering right above the thigh. We're going to bring the arms back to plain arms. Fingertips reaching back behind us, nice and strong, engaging the foot towards the earth here, and then releasing the hands, and then lifting that right arm up, twisting full body, and then exhaling, releasing. We're gonna step the back foot up to meet the front, coming into a forward fold. Your feet can be hip distance apart or together. And you can grab opposite elbows if that feels good for you. You can shake the head yes and no. Maybe rock back and forth here. Or maybe just rest in stillness, forward fold. This is a great pose for the backs of the legs, for the lower back. Just a great pose for the whole body. Really drawing down in towards the earth here into the feet, nice and strong. And then we're going to slowly inhale, lifting one vertebrae up at a time. Having our head be the last thing to rise. Rounding through the shoulders. Nice and tall here. Mountain pose. Again, engaging the thighs, tucking the lower back, the tailbone down, and engaging the core here. And then we'll bend the knees as we inhale, the arms up overhead, and exhaling, forward fold. We'll inhale, halfway lift, your version. So hands can be on the ground, the shins, or even the thighs, as long as we have that flat back. And then exhaling, releasing the hands down towards the earth and making our way towards downward dog. I'm going to inhale the left leg up high, and then exhaling, drawing the knee towards the nose. And then stepping it through. Again, we're going to shake. Notice how this feels, rocking back and forth. Feeling the connection in our thigh here as we keep this knee bent in line with the ankle. And then we're going to take that back foot and pivot a 45-degree angle, getting our foundation, our base. And once we feel good, we're going to bring our hands to our hips. Tuck the core in, engage the belly as we root to rise up. Again, keeping our hips closed here in our warrior 1 pose. And once we feel good in our foundation, we can go ahead and inhale those arms up overhead. Again, spreading the fingertips wide, thumbs back, pinkies forward, and rounding down and back through the shoulder blades. Noticing how this feels. I am grounded. Might be shaking. Might feel tingly sensations. Embrace it, love it, enjoy it. And we're gonna pulse. So inhaling, straighten that leg up, bringing the hands almost together, and then exhaling, sinking deep. Again, inhaling up, and exhaling, sinking deep. One more time, inhaling up, and exhaling, sinking deep. Beautiful work. We're going to open up towards the right side now to warrior two. So pivoting on this back foot here, grounding into the back edge of the foot. Again, finding whatever stance you need your back foot so that the hips are open here. Making sure we can see the big toe, and inhaling, arms out long once we feel grounded in our foundation. Looking past the middle fingertip here. Make sure we're not collapsing forward, but inhaling up nice and tall. Maybe drawing the fingertips, the pinkies back a little bit. And then we'll flip that front palm over, inhaling forward, and exhaling, releasing the reverse warrior. One more breath here, and then inhaling up, and exhaling, extended side angle, bringing that forearm to the thigh, arm up. Maybe we take the left hand towards the earth here, or create that bind. Wherever you are today, feel grounded. No judgment here from yourself. Maybe try to sink a little bit deeper. One more breath, you got this. And then strong ground foundation. Inhaling, coming to warrior two. Feel it in the thigh here, nice and strong thigh. And then we're going to bring this back foot in a little bit towards the center of your yoga mat. Straighten that front knee or leg, but making sure it's micro bent. Bring the arms out long again, like warrior two. We're going to reach forward, sending this back hip out as we go into triangle. Looking past the right fingertips here. Not collapsing in the left rib cage. Breathing here, nice and strong. And then look down towards your left foot, bending that knee, and inhaling, coming back to that warrior two pose. Adjusting your stance if you need to. And then pivoting the torso towards the front, coming onto the right toes here, making sure that your legs aren't in one straight line, but we have that width. So maybe walking that right foot back or apart so that you can have two planes of grounding. And we'll inhale the arms up overhead. And then slowly coming down and bringing those arms behind us. Airplane arms, trying to draw the pinkies together. Maybe adjusting your stance a little bit. Nice and strong. Really pushing into the front foot here. And then releasing down. Go ahead, plant the right palm as you inhale, the left up high, taking a twist. And exhaling, releasing. This time we'll step back to a plank pose. We're gonna hold it here, so engage the core. Push away from the yoga mat, nice and tall. We got this. We're gonna be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and drop the knees down. We'll bring the toes to touch, knees as wide as the yoga mat as we sink our hips down. Extended child's pose. Bringing the forehead to kiss the earth here. Push ourselves up, coming to tabletop just to swing our legs around, coming to a nice comfortable seat. Coming the shoulders down, we're going to bring our left hand towards our right thigh and twist towards the right, bringing our right hand behind us. Looking out past the right shoulder, sitting up nice and tall, and exhaling, trying to twist deeper into the stretch. And then releasing, switching sides, twisting towards the left now. Inhaling, sitting up tall, and exhaling, looking over the shoulder here. And then inhaling, releasing back to center. We're going to inhale the arms up overhead. And then placing the hands down in front of us. We're just going to walk onto our elbows here, our forearms. And just drop the head. And using your hands to push yourself back up. We have another plane overhead. We'll bring our hands together at heart center in prayer position, actively pushing through our palms, engaging the arms here, and grounding down through our sits bones, feeling the connection of our root chakra. Go ahead and close the eyes if they're not already. Give gratitude and thanks for showing up, for being here, for sticking with it and believing in yourself. bowing down the head in gratitude for all beings. And then lifting the head, we'll rub the hands together to create heat energy, feeling the heat, feeling the energy. And then placing your hands over your heart, feeling the energy getting sent into your heart and radiating through your body. Namaste.